Alright, so the car is basically finished. We've got everything on the turbo side is all hooked up. The oil return system works fine. Welded up a dump tube or downpipe or whatever you want to call it, just to keep the exhaust water from saturating the tire. Wastegate, with the simple wastegate setup, I can only get about 7 to 8 psi out of this system without going to a 3-port electronic, standalone boost controller. So the owner of the car is going to get that down the road, and we'll do a phase 2 of the retune. But for now, 7 to 8 psi. And the intercooler setup works fine. It's water to air, of course. All the water lines are plumbed. And here's the heat exchanger. It mounts right down there. 3D design and printed that shroud adapter, whatever you want to call it. So that's all good to go. And this heat exchanger is actually for a wood burning stove for a home. Let's see here. We had some issues with the blow-by from the turbo, a little too excessive, and it was blowing out the vent for the sump. So I just ran the sump up along, and it basically dumps into the passenger side valve cover. And then the driver's side valve cover has a catch can. And let's see here, what else is there to show? I'll pause this and resume. Alright, and at the front, that's the final layout. This is a bypass valve from a Mazda Speed, works fine. The eBay one did not want to open at such low boost pressures. This line is actually the return from the turbo oil sump, so all the turbo blow-by blows into there, which is a lot of exhaust gas and oil. And the engine basically acts as its own catch can, comes out the passenger side valve cover, and I do have it running temporarily into this little catch can. It's not getting anything, and this is a couple weeks of me going into boost fairly regularly. Nothing coming through the system, so the engine is happy there. Let's see here. What else is there to show? Alright, back here is the water tank for the water to air intercooler. It's literally 6-inch drainage pipe. That is a bilge pump from a boat, $20 bilge pump, and it just has an in and an out. Little vent over there in the corner, and hoses just run along the floor here. And budget build. This thing has a massive amount of capacity. It took like 6 gallons to fill the whole loop. So I don't think heat soak is going to be any kind of an issue on this thing, even on a dyno doing multiple pulls. And the fan that is on the heat exchanger down there, it's only an 8-inch fan, but man, that thing pulls some air. So I'm really happy with how it's turned out. We're heading to the dyno hopefully tomorrow or the next day or so, and I'll post an update with how much power it makes. And again, it's just phase 1, because I can't get any more boost out of the wastegate the way it's set up. I need to utilize the top port, and I can't do that without a standalone boost controller. So there it is.